Last night, I discovered a story that few dare to tell. It begins with a house that everyone in the town avoids. A house where the windows never show reflections and the doors never stay locked. No one knows who built it, and no one remembers anyone ever living there. Yet every night, people say they hear whispers calling their name. You might think it's just an old abandoned house. Nothing more than wood and stone and memories. But something about that place disturbed me deeply. Something that made me want to understand the reason behind its eerie silence. That's when I decided to visit it. The locals warned me, don't go there alone. Don't go there at night. Don't let curiosity consume you. But those warnings only fueled my determination to uncover the truth. Maybe it was foolish. Maybe it was reckless. But I had to know what secrets that house was hiding. When the sun dipped below the horizon and the sky turned the color of dried blood, I arrived at the house. It loomed before me like a hungry beast ready to swallow my curiosity whole. The windows were dark, lifeless eyes staring into my soul. I hesitated for a moment, the weight of the town's warnings pressing down on me. But then I took a deep breath, steadied my nerves, and knocked on the door. It was made of old weathered wood, and as I knocked, a shiver ran down my spine. The sound echoed in the stillness, seeming to awaken something within the house. I tried the door. It was unlocked. With a deep breath, I stepped inside. At first, everything seemed ordinary. Dust covered the floor. Furniture stood frozen in time, as if the residents had just stepped out for a moment. But the longer I stayed, the more I realized that this was no ordinary house. The air grew colder, heavier, as if the silence itself had a weight. Then I heard it. A whisper, soft and sweet, like the voice of an old woman. Daniel, Daniel. I froze. Was I imagining things? I looked around, but I was alone. The voice came from upstairs. I climbed the stairs, each step creaking under my weight. I called out, "Hello! Is anyone there?" My voice echoed in the emptiness, bouncing off the walls and dying on the stairs. As I reached the top, I heard it again. "Daniel! Daniel!" This time, it seemed to come from behind me. I whirled around, my heart pounding. There was nothing there, only the suffocating darkness pressing in from all sides. I wanted to run, but my legs felt heavy, as if the house was holding me there. I turned back and noticed a hallway I hadn't seen before. It was dark, the walls closing in like a coffin, and at the end of it, a single mirror hanging crookedly on the wall. I walked toward it, hoping to catch a glimpse of myself, to prove that I was still there, still in control. But when I reached the mirror, my breath caught in my throat. In the reflection, I saw a figure, but it wasn't me. It was a stranger with eyes that glinted like ice and a smile that was both cruel and sad. I screamed, a raw, primal sound that tore through the silence, but no sound came out. My voice was trapped in my chest, a bird with broken wings. Then the figure in the mirror smiled wider, and in its eyes, I saw my own fear staring back at me. And in that moment, I knew that whatever was in that house had claimed me. It was too late. But then, as quickly as it had appeared, the vision vanished. I was left alone in the darkness with the sound of my own ragged breathing. I stumbled back, knocking over a vase that lay forgotten on a nearby table. As it shattered on the floor, I felt a sudden surge of anger, of defiance. With newfound strength, I turned and fled. I ran blindly, crashing through furniture, ignoring the whispers that grew louder with every step. Finally, I burst through the front door and stumbled out into the night. The fresh air hit me like a wave, pulling me back from the brink. I looked back at the house, its darkness pressing against the sliver of moonlight that dared to touch it. The whispers followed me, echoing in my ears long after I had run away. And as the days passed and the town went about its daily life, pretending that nothing extraordinary had happened, I couldn't help but wonder, what if the house finds you? What if the whispers become your own name?